Hey everybody, it's Mickey B. I thought I'd show you how I make my quick fried rice dish, vegetable fried rice, from products I say mostly, or maybe half of the stuff comes from the Dollar Tree. The other half, probably the 99-cent store, but it's quick and it's easy, and I figured I'd share it with you since I was using Dollar Tree related products. So first, when you make this fried rice, it's going to go very quick, so you want to have everything laid out. And that's what I have here: the minced garlic, and we've got the vegetable oil, garlic salt. This behind it is garlic powder. We got fresh cut broccoli. And then normally I look for a stir fry package, but I couldn't find it, so today I'm going to use this coleslaw, which is basically just cabbage and a few carrots and red cabbage, which tastes just as good. But normally I have the stir fry packet that comes from the 99-cent store, and that's where I got this. Here's the brown rice that came from the Dollar Tree. There's the pack. It's empty because I poured the rest of it in my container. But I cooked about 3 cups worth of brown rice. And let me move over here to the side. Then we've got bean sprouts. Everything, as you see, is open and ready to go. I got that from the 99-cent store. And I've got some beaten up eggs. It's 3 eggs in there. And then I have soy sauce, Lee Kum Kee soy sauce. This one's almost empty, so I have another one waiting, and you notice everything is open and ready to just grab and go. And then the final is scallions cut up and ready to go at the end. So let's get started. Let's go to the stove and get this party started. Let me move the camera so that way I can cook and have this right on the pan. Okay, the first thing I'm gonna do is turn on the burner. Now this is my power burner, so I'm going to turn it on a little low, and I'm going to pour some oil in here. About that much to start. You add as you go. I'm going to let that heat up real quick while I get my pepper. Black pepper. That's the one thing I forgot, was the black pepper. Okay, so while that's heating up, and if I hear a little sizzle, I'll know that's ready to go. And the first thing I'm going to do is start cooking that broccoli. But it has to be hot, because if it's not hot, it's going to absorb the oil instead of cooking the oil. And I want my broccoli to be nice and crunchy and firm. So that's why this dish goes so quickly, because, let's put it on super high. I see it bubbling. That's why it goes so quickly, because you have the heat up really high, but this is my power burner, so I always end up cooking things too fast. Once it gets hot, then I think I need to adjust it. But for right now, you can hear that sizzle. So I'm going to scoop up. I love garlic, so I'm going to scoop up some garlic. Move them around real quick. And I'm going to add my broccoli in there so that the garlic doesn't start to burn. Now the reason I start with the broccoli and the garlic first is because I want the garlic to season the broccoli. I want flavor to get into everything. And I want the broccoli to start cooking a little bit, because it takes longer to cook than anything else. This is really, well, the bean sprouts and the cabbage, they don't take long at all to cook. So I don't want the broccoli to be too raw, but I don't want it to be too cooked. So that's why I start with my broccoli and let it get a little soft before I start adding everything else. Now I'm keeping in mind that I gotta watch this fire on this burner, because it gets hot really fast. Now, I'm also going to add a little salt and just a little, well, this is garlic powder, which I like garlic, as you can see. and a little pepper. I try to season this as I go, because I don't want anything at the end to not be well seasoned. Now I'm going to add a little bit more oil, because we don't want anything to start sticking. Well, I don't want anything to start sticking to the bottom. As you see now, that pan is hot, so that oil is moving really quickly. At this point, I'm going to add this cabbage. I don't think I need this whole bag, so let's just add about that much, and let's see what that looks like. Because see, these are cut in small pieces, so that's going to cook really quickly. I don't need to give it as much time as I do the broccoli, especially since I want my vegetables to not be soggy, but to be nice and stir-fried, basically. Just stir-fried, nice and crunchy and crisp. And I keep adding little dibs of oil. Not too much. This is vegetable oil. Sometimes I'll use my olive oil. I think any oil that you choose to use is fine. Okay, so now you see these vegetables are nice and colorful. They still have the color to them. They're nice and bright. I'm going to turn this down just a little. And then from here, I'm going to add the rice. And before I do that, a little bit more oil. I figure I'm doing about 1 tablespoon at a time. So now we're going to pop this rice in here. And you want to put it in there so that it breaks up and it doesn't stick together. Okay, so I got all my rice in here. Now we're going to mix this up. Now at this point, I am going to this is brown rice, by the way. So normally when you use white rice and you put the rice in, it's white and then it turns brown as you add the soy sauce. So this is already brown. So you kind of have to remember that and let the rice get a little cooking on it. I turn my fire down so it doesn't burn too fast, cook too fast and burn up. I'm trying to talk and cook, and I see it's not as easy. What I'm trying to say is not coming out the way I want to say it. Okay. So now it's starting to stick a little. So we're going to do another tablespoon or so of oil. And I'm going to mix that around. Let me slide this pan over a little. I'm trying to stay out of the way so you can just... Now what I'm going to do here next is I'm going to move everything to the side because we're in the home stretch. I'm going to make a little area in the pan right here. Stick that there. I'm going to stick a little oil. Then I'm going to take my egg. Get it nice and mixed. And I'm going to pour it in there. And I want this egg to cook up and give me either some nice chunks or I'm just going to push it to the side so I can get some pieces in there versus just it coating all the rice. I want some chunks of egg. I just keep moving it from side to side as it cooks. And then I'm going to add a little bit more garlic powder. because that's where a lot of the flavor comes from. And just a hair bit more salt. Try to lay off the salt. Okay. I'm letting my egg cook now because when I mix it, I want to mix pieces. I want there to be some egg chunks in there because that's your protein. Since we don't have any meat in here, that's what's going to help make the dish a little bit more full and satisfying. I just threw a little bit more garlic in here. It's always better if you have fresh garlic, but use what you have. I'm not always in the mood to peel garlic. So now I'm going to mix it all up and break up the pieces and mix it in with the rice and the vegetables. I'm going to turn the fire down a little because I can see that the bottom of the pan is starting to get a little compromised. Now you can do your eggs like this in chunks, like let it cook and get chunky, or you can just put it in there and mix everything in the eggs and just let it coat it. That's a personal preference. This time I just decided to do it this way because I want to see some egg chunks in here. Now, from here, we are going to throw in just a little bit more oil. And mix things around. Then I'm going to add the bean sprouts. And be careful when you mix it. It keeps falling out on me. And you notice the vegetables are still nice and crunchy. They're not soggy. They still have their color to them. And then I'm going to add in the bean sprouts. And I do the whole bag on the bean sprouts. Because when I do this dish, part of the objective is to get more vegetables in my system. So once I get the bean sprouts in there and a little cooked, try not to drop too much on the sides here. Turn this down a bit. I just want those to start wilting. And keep a clean stove. You can catch what you meant. See, you can take what falls out and throw it back in there as long as you're a clean cook. I'm a clean cook. I keep everything, minus on the floor, but if it's falling on the stove, then we're good. Now, what I want to say here is if you don't like these vegetables, like I say, I normally use that stir-fry pack that has snow peas, broccoli, carrots. What else does it have in there? That's all I can remember off the top of my head. And when I went to the 99-cent store today, they didn't have that package, so I figured I'd just do a makeshift version of it because I'm just trying to get some vegetables in my system today. So this is what I decided to use. Now I'm going to add the soy sauce. And the soy sauce, contrary to what people believe, it is salty, but in this dish, you have to use enough so that you can taste it. It's not going to be too salty because the rice will absorb a lot of it and it flavors the rice. So if you don't use enough of it, it's not going to taste so good. But you want to make sure you put enough in there. Like that I just used is definitely not enough, but I'm stirring it around just so I can see where I'm at before I add more. And I'm still allowing my bean sprouts to get a little soft. Now I'm going to add a little bit more soy sauce, and this soy sauce is delicious. This is the soy sauce they use at Panda Express. See, I use about that much. And you would think that that's too much, but that's a lot of rice in here. This is about 3 cups of rice. And when I first started doing this, I was nervous to put in a lot of soy sauce because I didn't want it to be salty. But I was always not putting enough. And I'm like, at the end, I always felt like it needed more salt, and it's because I didn't have enough soy sauce in it. So now basically it's done. The final step here, because I don't want everything soggy and broke down too much. I like my vegetables crisp and firm. So this is the final step, the green onions at the end. And at this point, you can turn the fire off, which is what I'm doing right now, and go ahead and mix these in. And this brings that final, oh, the smell of these green onions. It's like the final step that ties it all together and just brings it on home. Okay, and then I just mix it through. The fire is off. And now you're ready to enjoy yourself some fried rice. Now you can easily turn this into shrimp fried rice, chicken fried rice, any kind of meat that you would like to add to this. It is that easy. You would just cook it first before the vegetables because it takes the longest to cook. And then you throw the vegetables in. Some people, when they do this dish, they cook things separately. I don't have time for all that. I'm a one-pot wonder. I like everything in one pot. And this is normally my weekend dish because it is so easy. So there you have it. My quick and easy vegetable fried rice. And again, I use brown rice from the Dollar Tree. And I use this vegetable oil from the Dollar Tree. I use the coleslaw mix from the 99-cent store. The broccoli came from the 99-cent store. And the soy sauce came from the 99-cent store, as well as the green onions. And there you go. So hopefully you enjoyed this. And make it look pretty so I can get a pretty thumbnail on there. So let some of this broccoli show through. So that's my quick and easy vegetable fried rice dish. Make yours today. See you in the next video.